All right, ladies and gents, let me plug the joint right quick. Why men with game don't guess, they anticipate. Mastering the trajectory of female interaction. Even when we talk about chess, what makes somebody real good at chess is they're able to think 2 to 4 moves ahead. So if you can think 2 to 4 moves ahead, right? And this can be any game. This can be also um, gambling, poker, dominoes, right? So if you can think 2 or 3 moves ahead of your opponent, and this is, especially important in chess, you can literally dictate how your opponent responds to you. And because you're thinking 2 to 4 moves ahead, once you're able to dictate how your opponent responds to you, you can predict the outcome. You can predict the outcome. Remember, you're thinking 2 or 3 moves ahead. You can predict, meaning you can anticipate, meaning you're not guessing. Meaning this, I can have a conversation with a woman and never talk about sex, never bring up the word sex, never talk about fucking, none of that. And I can leave the spot with a chick and I'm supremely confident that we are about to go smash. And I never brought up sex. Why? Men with game don't guess, they anticipate, mastering the trajectory of female interaction. Hold on, real quick, y'all. See, when we talk about not guessing and we're talking about anticipation or anticipating, right? Again, is an educated prediction based on available information and analysis. So this is what I'll use as an example or as a parallel, if you will. I'll use football. I'll use the play action pass for all my football junkies out there. I'll use the play action pass as a prime example of how you dictate to a defense, how you dictate to a defense, the offensive side of the ball, you're dictating to the defense because you're setting them up, right? You're dictating, right? As the offense, you're attacking. You are asserting yourself. So you are dictating to the defense. You're already thinking ahead about what you want to do to the defense, what plays you want to run, and how you want to dictate the ball game on the offensive side of the ball, right? So, in order for the play action pass to work, you have to be able to run the football, right? You have to be able to run it effectively. So, once you start running the football effectively, what are you dictating to the defense? You want them to bring up their linebackers and you want them to bring up their defensive backs in an attempt to do what? Stop the run. So, because you are dictating to the defense, you can anticipate that once they bring the men up, the linebackers and the DBs, once they bring them up, now you can hit the receivers or the tight end in the middle of the field or on the back end of the defense. Why? Because you were dictating to the offense, you were dictating to the defense effectively. What you were doing was working. So the response to what you're dictating, right? The response based on what you're dictating is for them to do what you already anticipated they would do. This is why I personally say I don't care what women want. I only care what they respond to. So I'm gonna hit you with this run up the middle. And when you bring your linebackers and your DBs up, I'm going over the top, deep, no pun intended, because I'm dictating to you. I'm asserting myself. I'm imposing my motherfucking will within this interaction. You have no choice but to respond. See, if the play action pass ain't working, if the defense doesn't bite on that, then I can't execute. So if I can't execute, what's the purpose? Which brings me to this. When you're dealing with women and you are dictating or you are attempting to dictate the pace and the flow of the conversation, if the woman is reluctant, if she's resistant, what do? You abort. She's not allowing you to dictate terms. So you can't fuck with her. But because guys think the woman is so attractive and she's giving them a little bit of rhythm, they keep trying to run their plays ineffectively. They can't convert no third downs, a bunch of 3 and outs. Back with the football analogy. That's what happens. Why men with game don't guess. They anticipate mastering the trajectory of female interaction. Here's the thing, right? When we talk about dictating, to dictate to, right? Now, let's take the word dick, for instance. So if I'm dictating to a woman, right, that means I'm asserting myself in an interaction, but I'm also flirting heavy. But essentially, what am I doing if I'm dictating? I'm putting dick on her mind and I'm keeping it there. Repeat what I'm saying. I'm putting dick on her mind and I'm keeping it there. What does that mean? That means as soon as I introduce myself and I come with the sexually flirtatious energy, I'm already putting sex on her mind, whether she wants it there or not. Now, repeat what I'm saying. Whether she wants it there or not, I'm dictating the conversation. So I'm putting sex on her mind. Now, here's the thing. If she's feeling it, it's going to stay there. If she ain't, conversation over. So essentially, when I dictate to a woman, I'm putting dick on her mind and I'm keeping it there, meaning the whole conversation is going to be sexually charged. What a lot of you guys do, not only do you have non sexual conversations with women, but you never put dick on her mind. All she's thinking about is dates. She's thinking about the wrong D. You got her thinking about the wrong D. Put dick on her mind and keep it there. Why men with game don't guess? They anticipate mastering the trajectory of female interaction. And essentially, all that really means, guys, all that really means is this. We always ask you guys, what do you want? A lot of guys are indecisive. They act like they don't know what they want. So if you're passive, indecisive, and indirect, you can't dictate anything to a woman. In fact, if you are indirect, indecisive, and passive, you're going to get dictated to by women. And you're going to be guessing and assuming the whole time. Why? Because you're in the dark. Why are you in the dark? Because the woman is in the dark. And she's in the dark because you started off in the dark. Like you didn't know what you were doing. Right? Because that's how a lot of guys lead in the dark. Like you can't see shit. Why men with game don't guess, they anticipate. Mastering the trajectory of female interaction. So if you think about the ascension of something, something starting off here and it ascends, or the trajectory of something, right? That's how your interactions with women should be. From the moment you say how my name is, it should be like this. Boom. A lot of you guys, you meet a woman and it just stays flat, stays flat. Or it might go a little bit and then it boom and it plateaus. It never goes here. And that's because of your conversation, how you're presenting yourself. I mean, again, in order for you to dictate, right? In order for you to dictate the pace and the flow of the interaction with the woman, you have to assert yourself. You have to be assertive. Most guys aren't. And the reason why most guys aren't is because they're insecure, they have low self esteem, and they lack confidence. So when guys are asking for pickup lines and how to approach women, you're asking the wrong questions. The question you need to be asking is, I need assistance to get over the fact that I'm an insecure man, that I have low self esteem, that I lack confidence. I don't trust in my own words. So I'm asking for the words of another man. I trust the words of another man more than I trust my own words. You have a deep rooted problem. If you trust the words of another man more than you trust your own words coming from you, that means you have no self belief. Pickup lines ain't gonna help you. You have deep rooted issues and you need help for that shit. Like, even what I'm talking about right now, the topic of conversation, if you're insecure, if you have low self esteem and you lack confidence, I might as well be speaking Mandarin. Why men with game don't guess? They anticipate mastering the trajectory of female interaction. Again, I've had sex plenty of times and never brought up sex. Why? Because I know how to dictate the pace and the flow of the conversation. I know how to present myself in such a way where women will respond to me right now. Not 5 minutes from now, not 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes from now. Almost as soon as I introduce myself, they are responding to me based on what I'm presenting, based on my physical presence. Not just the presence of me, but my physical presence. See, when a woman can feel your presence, that means you have asserted yourself in that particular situation. When you're just present and you're indirect and you're passive, you haven't asserted anything. You're just present. But when I say a woman can feel my presence, she can feel the essence of my masculinity. And she's going to respond. Either she's going to reject that or she's going to accept that. Either way, I don't have to guess. I can anticipate. I need you guys to understand that. And that's the difference between guys who win in life, guys who lose, guys who enjoy their dating life, and guys who struggle and always complain. You're always guessing. Come on the other side and get this ism, get this game so you can start anticipating and you can start winning. I mean, I'm looking over here at the winners table and there's a whole lot of empty seats. I'm looking over there at the losers table and there ain't no empty seats. There are so many losers over there. Dudes is lapped up, sharing seats. Dudes is sitting on a table lapped up. It's standing room only over there. On the loser side, on the winner side, it's a lot of space over here. Ain't that many of us. Come over here and get this ism. Like, share, and subscribe. Peace.